All right.
Were there any big signings since Wednesday?
Not really.
I mean, there was the trade, but
Not really. I was just thinking,
oh, and Baker.
yeah.
Tyler.
Why is that's why. All right. We are live. So, I'm going to put that we're live. I don't know. Do you want to make that? Like I don't that you're right. There
I don't
hasn't been
think we need to.
there hasn't been a ton of signings since
Yeah.
we kind of talked about all the ones that have happened that are big. We can talk about Zadarius
hmm
Smith not signing. Oops, I
Wait, he
applied.
didn't?
No, Zadarius Smith backed out.
What is going on with that? Like, why is that happening this year?
I'm not sure. It's been
That's
three
like a
players so
not.
far.
Yeah, that's not a normal thing, is it?
Not normally. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, McKissick did it. Bills. Who was the other one?
Randy Gregory.
Hell, doesn't make any sense. Oh, that was a bad contract anyway. Kind of disappointing.
Why? Because you like the bad contracts being on.
hmm Yeah, I don't think there's really anything that we missed.
All right. Let me pull up the scores so I can look at stats and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I have to bracket up. I might throw a game on in the background too.
I have Delaware up.
I bet on Delaware.
I have Yale to cover.
You do?
Yeah, it's looking
What do
decent
I
right now.
have?
They if at halftime they're down by 13 and
To
need to cover
11?
16 and a
13.
half.
Ooh. Dude, I bet. Actually, we'll just save this for the podcast. I had a rough betting day yesterday.
It's a shame.
It was a shame.
It's a shame.
And like, it was far, far from like anything hitting. My picks were atrocious, except for the Wise Bowl. So
Oh,
that was
Vermont did
nice.
cover. Good.
Barely.
Barely 6.5 though. They got it at 4. So I had 2 points of spread.
Okay, I thought it was at 5.
All right. What other big? I mean, St. Petersburg, of course. I guess there is stopping Jacob Toppin. All right.
My face looks so big in the in the picture that you put on your Snapchat. I'm like right up on the camera like that. I must have been looking at something. I'm gonna put this on Instagram.
All right. You ready to get started?
Oh, I didn't get a granola bar. Damn.
You want to grab it before you get started?
Yep.
Yeah. Essentials for the wise men. Holy shit, Texas Tech is kicking the crap out of Montana State. Come on, Delaware.
Yeah, it's terrible. Hens are rolling.
Yeah, I know. Oh, they just hit that 3? Good shit. Yeah, they are rolling. I'm a little bit behind, I guess.
Oh, my bad. All right, I'm gonna throw this up on Instagram.
All right, I'm ready when you are. So give it to me. Also, gotta rep the merch always.
So I'm not looking, but solid.
Thanks.
Now I see.
I think Friday's just got to be merch day for me. I'll just wear my merch every Friday.
We should do that. What if we did like just Wednesdays and Fridays? We always
Wear merch.
our t-shirts.
I'm down. Every Wednesday and Friday. I need to get a new one anyways.
Yeah, I'd
My
like a black comfy tee.
I'd like a black one too. We need to make the black logo so it's transparent, so it's not a
Yeah,
black
I
box
know.
on it. But every time I literally have I ask people within my fraternity, hey, who wants to help me with logos? And I had people say yes, and then I've sent multiple times like, hey, here's the things I need, and I have gotten nothing back, and it's been since like Christmas. So
Yeah.
that's where the
thought-
frustration comes in.
The thought of a flag hanging up in my room next year
It's
makes me
essential.
super excited.
It's essential, and I'm trying to get it happen, and it's not like I'm gonna text this guy. Actually, before we even start, I'm texting him again right now.
I mean, you can make a custom flag on like hype flags or whatever, but if we could sell them,
Yeah, but I also want you can make a flag on Teespring. I want the logo to be fixed so we can actually make the flag. We can't make the flag without the logo being fixed.
True. I want to put it. I'll be in one of our houses next year, so I think it would be funny if I put it like right on like where the dance floor is. It's just the Wise Guys flag. I think that would be awesome.
All right. Yeah, it would be sick. I would like to have mine in the living room too.
Hey, what open bets do I have right now? Yeah. Just don't feel good about my bets at all.
It's not a good mentality. All right.
I know. Yeah.
All right. So we're starting with do you want to just start with Kentucky, the biggest one?
Mhm.
All right.
It's fine.
3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
I'm deep in the March, Chris.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, this whole like once March starts, it's like everything's thrown out the window.
It's like the best 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I gonna do other than park it on my couch and watch basketball all day?
Yep.
There's nothing better.
No, there definitely is nothing better. It's right now it's been last night was upset city with a lot of teams, but we'll get to the main team that was the major of this upset, which was number 2 Kentucky losing to the Peacocks. Which, Chris, I would like to point out, St. Peter's, the Peacocks, that school is smaller than our high school.
Is it really?
Yep. And the court looks like our high school.
I was about to say, I saw a picture somebody posted, and they were like, this is where Kentucky plays basketball, and it's Rupp Arena that seats probably like 20,000 people. And then there's St. Peter's, and it literally looks like a high school gym. Like, they have the wooden bleachers.
Yeah, wooden, and it's I love it. This is what March is for. The games like this, and I think the fact that they're like the Peacocks too is even hilarious. They're even more fun.
We were watching it or I was watching with some friends last night, and somebody just goes, "Oh, good for the Peacocks," and we're all like, "What? Like that's what they're named,
Yes.
the Peacocks?" I hate the people that are like, "Oh, like this is gonna ruin my bracket," and it's like, okay, first of all,
It ruins everyone's bracket.
Everyone's bracket.
Yeah.
So shut up. And second of all, like even if it does, like what? Who cares? It's fun. That's the mindset that I have.
Yeah, that's how I might have to too. I mean,
like I have Kentucky in the Final Four in our pool, and in the other pool I'm in, I have them winning the whole thing. I wasn't that butthurt about it. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
No, and
I don't even like Kentucky.
It's different when it's a 2 seed. Like when it's like when UConn lost yesterday, I was like, God, like I had them in every single one of my brackets winning at least 2 games.
Yeah,
and
I did too.
So that's a bummer because it's a 12 seed, 5 seed, so it's like not that big of an upset. It's not historic. I don't know. But this Kentucky one, this is just it's fun. It's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Oscar. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm not even gonna try.
I think.
Yeah.
And
30 points, 16 rebounds, and a fat L to take from it.
I don't know why he wasn't getting the ball on the last possession.
That's what it is. It's when
like he should have been manhandling them like down the stretch, he should have had the ball every single possession.
What's the key of March, Chris? It's a good point guard. And this is what
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about with Auburn, too.
Yep.
Once this gets late game and you need the forward to take over, the ball's always in the point guard's hands.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be easier to, this kid he's good. It's not like he's LeBron, though. So it's like it's not he could take over the whole game and put the team on his back. So I guess just that's what it was. The guard always had the ball in his hand, and that's how it ended up being. When you shoot 26% from three, that right there is just, and 65 from free throws, that is abysmal for Kentucky. A historic franchise.
Yeah, it's
with
really
a great coach. That should not be happening.
No, it's unacceptable. Honestly,
It is unacceptable.
Like for a tournament team
A
or
two
a
seed.
2 seed to look that bad. And they have good guards too, but
Yeah.
just did not show up. And like I feel like the small schools do always just have like some random guy who no one's ever heard of that just pops off. And they had the kid who like I forget what his name was, but he didn't miss a 3 in the first half. I remember they showed his numbers.
It
Like,
might have
when he
been
missed a 3.
Daryl Banks. He had 27, and then Doug Eddert had 20.
Doug was the
Doug had
just the pictures of Doug. Like, look this kid up. It's
I love Doug. He's got the porn stash rocking. He is the definition of a small school hero.
he's what Drew Timmy wishes he was. That's what he is.
He like every one of these small schools that becomes an upset team, they always have one of these guys. And my like this is gonna be sound like why they're always white guys. It's weird. It's like they're always some random ass white guy that puts up 25 and doesn't miss a 3. So and that's
he looks like he was raised in Kentucky.
And that's the that is the format on how to win and how to do upsets. So
What?
no,
White people?
No, not the white people, not the white people part. Sorry. I meant like a no-name guard who can hit threes and won't be shut out. And I just feel like these guys have heart, Like they're coming out, they know, like in the back of their minds, they're like, all right, we're facing like the Kentucky Wildcats. Like we have to put balls to the wall, and that was shown. And the urgency for Kentucky wasn't there. I feel like they didn't pull away. Every time I saw that it was a close game or a tied game, I was thinking, it's fine. They'll pull away within 5 minutes. And it never happened. It never came up. So
yeah, we kept saying like Kentucky would go on a little run and go up 6 or 7 and be like, all right, this is it. This is when they're gonna be up by 15 in 2 minutes.
And they never like.
And St. Peter's would hit a 3, like get a steal, get another bucket, and they just would not go away.
They never like stomped on their throat and cut their heads off. They just let them keep hanging around, and then all of a sudden it was overtime. And Kentucky looked lost, honestly. They just didn't know how to handle it, it felt like.
Yeah, it was shocking. And they're like a fairly experienced team, too.
They are. They're a good team. And they're going to have a lot of these players on this team are going to have good NBA careers and good lasting careers. They got outcoached.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. They got outcoached.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I have no idea. But when you look at all the NBA players that Calipari has now coached, one title to show for it.
Yeah, weird. That was another thing we were talking about. It was with the Anthony Davis team was the only team that won a title.
And that was because Anthony Davis just was dominant against everybody.
Yeah, but he had like DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall on the same team. He had
Devin Booker,
Cauley Stein and Towns and Devin Booker on the same team. He had Jamal Murray and like Tyler Ulis on the same team. And yeah, Julius Randle.
He had the Barnes brothers too, right?
The Barnes brothers?
Harrison Barnes? I thought Harrison Barnes.
Did he?
Let me look it up. But anyways,
either way, it's
a lot of good NBA players and successful NBA players. No, Barnes went to Chapel Hill,
Carolina. Yeah.
Looks like I just read something wrong. But anyways, it's a shame and it's a travesty that, like, I guess it's not really a travesty. It's funny. I think it's enjoyable.
Yeah, no one really feels bad for him.
Yeah, and they'll be fine. They'll get another 5. Like it's gonna hurt their program. So it is what it is. Good for St. Petersburg though. Finally putting themselves on the map and getting themselves verified on Twitter.
They weren't verified.
No, they weren't verified before, but now they are officially verified. I saw it today.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So other upsets, I talked about New Mexico State earlier beating the Huskies. Sorry, not Wildcats. We were just talking about the Wildcats, and the Huskies looked abysmal. They looked like they had.
They fought back though.
They did fight back. They did fight back, but 64% from 3 by New Mexico. You're not winning that game.
Nope.
No, I don't care who you're facing. If the other team shoots 64% as a team from 3,
yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
You're not going to be able to win that game.
I also had UConn going. I think it was just to the Sweet 16 because they would have played Gonzaga, but I had them beating Arkansas in the next round.
I had them.
Unfortunate.
I had them in like every amount of my brackets going. Like,
yeah.
rounds. Well, in a couple of my brackets that I did, to be fair, were fun brackets, just like no money. I had them winning it all in 2 of them, but happens.
Yeah, it happens.
In the one that I have with my roommates, it's just the 4 of us, like no money involved. Delaware UConn national championship. So,
oh boy,
it could be over today. It could all be over in 30 minutes. So,
Delaware is looking pretty good.
They too, hanging with them. So, go Blue Hens. And this UConn team, they never had like that guy that really took over. RJ Cole was good for them. Then I think it was Tyrese Martin who was in the first half. He had 0 points, and he was like an 11-point game player for them. So when you start the half with 0 points, it's gonna end up like how it was.
Yeah, it's tough. The 5-12s are like not at this point. They're not even upsets. It's basically like a toss-up, which is crazy.
It's been
That's
like
how it is
I
now.
feel like that is with a lot more seedings than it is, and you say that because of Richmond, which we'll get to in a second. But I feel like unless you're like, I think the top 3 seed is what I'm really scared about. Everyone else, I feel like, is beatable.
Even the 4-13 games have
been.
I don't know if
closer
that's
than
just
normal.
like recent or if that's. I'd like to see the numbers on it because they're almost always close, relatively close games.
Well, right now we have Texas Tech, your champ, destroying Montana State.
Yeah, well, that's a 3-14, not a 4-13.
Oh yeah, you're right. I read it wrong. I just saw the 4 and the 3, and I flipped them.
Yeah,
you're right.
Texas Tech is.
Because Akron
horrible things
lost by 4. Arkansas only won by 4. Both of them last night only won by 4. So
Providence was a close. That was a 9-point game, but it was
close. It was closer than 9 points the whole time. So
definitely. And Illinois is about to lose to Chattanooga. So
I have Chattanooga as well. Let's get it. I have it in my parlay
love it
for today. Anyways, another shocker of yesterday, not last night, but was Richmond versus Iowa, and I was rewatching like highlights from it. I saw that non-call again. It's a real tough non-call, especially when they're down by 3 and you need the points. Like, oof.
I mean, it's tough, but at the same time, like they did not play well enough to win that game.
No, they didn't deserve to win that game anyways, but it's just tough.
Jordan Bohannon was one of their best scorers all year, and I think finished the game with 6 points. He hit like 10 threes against Maryland when they played.
I gotta say,
for him to go cold like that, and Keegan Murray didn't look all that good either. He finished with 21,
I was about to say, Keegan Murray, the fact of how many freaking rebounds and then layups I watched him miss, that alone should have Iowa should have gone on a run from his missed his missed layups alone. He would have an open layup and brick that somehow.
That's where he makes his living too, is just like little bank shots with one hand. And he's so, like, usually his touch is so good, and I don't know what it was. He was just off.
Luckily for the Richmond Spiders, it didn't matter. And I guess for Keegan Murray, it didn't matter either. He ended up with 21. But that could have been scary if the other buckets weren't falling in because he would I swear it was every possession. He'd get the rebound from their 3-pointer, go up for an open layup and miss it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I was not shocked by this. I know they were like a 10-point favorite, but 2 reasons. A is because they've haven't made a Sweet 16 under their head coach. He's been there for 12 years. And they make the tournament a lot, and they never have made a Sweet 16. And secondly, Iowa was a team that I think a lot of people had recency bias about because they looked so good and won the Big Ten tournament. So and Virginia Tech's gonna be the same way.
But that being said, I think VT's gonna win though.
But yeah, so I feel like a bunch of people were riding Iowa just because they had such a good Big Ten tournament, had them going far in the bracket, and then you show up, things are different in the NCAAs.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed. I didn't pick up Richmond. This just seems like a team.
I didn't pick them either.
This seems like a team I'd eat up. This Richmond team.
Spiders.
The Spiders. That's why.
Spiders is a great name to upset.
It is. The Spiders are coming to town. Come on now.
It's really, we lost to the Spiders.
So let's talk about the San Diego State Providence game because everyone and their moms had San Diego State. Yeah. Besides you.
Squares.
So, yeah.
Squares. Come on.
Hey, I that game ended and I sat there sitting at the TV and I went, I fell for the trap.
Yeah.
It's
funny how the trap was the 13 seed.
Yes.
And people were just Providence is too. I'm they win close games. It's what they do. I wasn't worried. Well, I was worried about it actually. Because that was another game where Providence would go up by 9 and then boom 3. Miss basket, boom, another 3, and you're like, oh no.
Especially towards the end, I was like, oh, they're coming back. Come on.
It was probably 5 or 6 times throughout the second half where they came back.
Yeah.
And Providence would go back up by almost double digits, and it was just they never pulled away. At the very end, they did, but it was definitely a sweat.
No, that was a sweat, and it was a grind of a game.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely a grind. That was a fun game to look at because
that's
of how many people wanted San Diego State.
Mm-hmm. Providence, every game they play, that's how it goes.
Yep.
Although usually they're it's closer than that in the final minute, and then just some ridiculous thing happens and they win. But I'm excited to watch them play Richmond. That will be electric.
I
can guarantee.
That will be electric.
And I bet people will be picking Richmond.
Oh, I think everyone's gonna be riding on on Richmond, especially now that they're the hot team now. You know that we just talked about it with Virginia Tech and stuff. Once you get a tournament win, no matter what your seed is, it's all right. Here comes the snowball. Here comes everyone putting their money on it. And I guess
Baylor. I watched Baylor yesterday destroy a 16 seed. I was like, this team could win a national
title. Norfolk State. They didn't even have a chance. I remember I'm sitting there on House of Highlights and. I'm not sitting there on House of Highlights. I'm sitting there on Instagram and I see something from House of Highlights and it was this monster slam by Norfolk, and I was like, dude, they're down by 40. Don't be showing their highlights. On the highlight thing, he slams it and it's all right, now they're down by 18. It's all right, sweet, cool,
nice.
Oh, but
while we're on the subject of massacres. Tennessee game was a brutal.
It wasn't close
live
at all.
Bet for me. No, it was close for 8 minutes.
Oh,
and that's when I live bet it. It was I think it was 17-16.
Oh, and
when
it was 17-16, and you know who had every single one of those points?
Yeah, the white was number 10. I don't know what his name is.
John Fulkerson. John Fulkerson is. You know, he had joined Tennessee when we were freshmen in high school.
Oh, so he's like Jordan Bohannon in Iowa.
Yeah.
He's been there forever.
He's been there for 6 years.
But my roommate live bet the money line, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. It's like, just take this bread then. I was like, all right, 15.5. And I was like, the only thing I'm worried about is Tennessee will just go on a run because they're much better, and the game will get out of control. And he's like, no, look at this team. They look pretty good. So I live bet it plus 15.5 when it was 17-16. At the end of the first half, the score was 54-29.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, oh my gosh. And it was the second that it happened too.
Oh, that's
Like
when the
as
run
soon
started.
as soon as I hit boop, click,
You hit submit
I
and it was
blinked
gone.
and they were down 10. I was like, oh no.
That's must have
This
been
is
happening
not-
because I remember they were close at the beginning. I saw that stat with John Fulkerson. I was like, oh my god, he's got 15 of the team's 16 points.
Yeah.
And then I was actually getting worried for him. I was like, oh man, they might actually blow this. And then
Yeah.
I was in class watching it. I must have closed my laptop or whatever, and then I came back and it was 54-29. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. Watching games in class is an elite feeling.
I've started to like normally I have an iPad as well, so I normally don't bring my iPad to class with my laptop because like what am I gonna need it for? But now I have been. I've been dual screening. Yeah. Especially with the campus Wi-Fi too, it's such a steal.
Yeah. I was just saying I was watching the Purdue game in class. Watching Zach Edey, who's like 8 feet tall, go up against these guys from Yale is my favorite thing ever. I gotta check his stat line, but at halftime he had like 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And the blocks are just not fair.
It's
like
not
he
looking
doesn't
good
jump
for
or
him.
anything. They just like drive in and he just sits there and smacks it out of the way. It's so easy for him.
So
But I
right,
tweeted earlier, I was like, I wish that every basketball game was as entertaining as watching this giant play against basically little boys.
once you have like a big guy like that, Florida had a big guy like that when the Carolina played them, and it's just not fair because they don't call fouls on them. For some reason, especially when it's a higher seed, they just do not call fouls on those 7 feet guys.
Yeah.
Everything is all ball, so these little kids just get bullied, and my 16.5 for Yale is looking terrible.
Yeah, that's not looking
And
great.
as I just said, guess how many free throws attempts
They
Yale
had
has?
0 in the first half.
They have 1.
What are they at now? How is that possible?
Right?
Like that's a little fishy.
Right? Like, and guess the other Purdue has 23.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that is that is a classic box score for the South Carolina Gamecocks. It is every single time the other
So
team
frustrating.
gets every single foul. So if I'm Yale right now, I'm losing it. That's so mean.
It's mean.
It is mean.
It is. Yeah, they were hanging in for a little while, but yeah, not looking good.
Oh, we have some
anymore.
comments saying they hate Zach Edey. They need him off the court, and then that
What?
Creighton lost their big men, so they're done. They think they're done for in the rest of the tournament.
Oh,
Big man's
okay,
essential.
that guy sucks though. Like he's big, but he's not good at anything.
I have no idea who you're even talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
I forget what. I think he's number 11.
On Creighton.
But yeah. He's
I wish
humongous,
I
but
didn't
he's
even watch
not
that
good.
game. I wish I did though. That looks like an electric box score.
Yeah, they came back from down like a decent amount to win that game in overtime.
Yeah, they were down by 7 at half, which I guess is not a ton, but
Let's see.
what sucked yesterday is having all this go on and having to study for a physics test.
Yeah.
Luckily, I think I did well.
Damn.
Like I actually left the test feeling like I did well, so good for me. But I missed all these great games towards the end of the day. Like the San Francisco Murray State, I didn't watch at all.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that one either. That seemed like it was a
And I wanted to watch
very high scoring game.
Arkansas Vermont desperately. I never got to. So those were 2 disappointments that I never got to watch. So I also have no analysis on any of those late games.
It's like every game was either really close or a complete slaughter. Like St. Mary's took Indiana
The
to
town.
school.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not. It was a tough look for all the people after the play-in tournament.
Yeah, right.
Everyone after the play-in was like, "Oh, Indiana, they're gonna be good."
Yeah.
Indiana was not good.
Turns out St. Mary's might be legit. St. Mary's also is another one of those teams. Literally was running with 5 white guys on the floor. I was like, when have I've never seen a seed this high that plays with 5 white guys.
With a name like St. Mary's, though, I mean, it makes sense.
That's true.
It makes sense. I think what we need to do is look at like since whenever you're making your bracket, I think we talked about this on Tuesday or Wednesday. It's like you want to pick upsets, but then you're like, oh, like it's a like you really this 5 seed's gonna lose or whatever, and we need to like have some rules. We need to look at data, look at the previous brackets, and try like because we got to try to get a first round 100%. Someone has to do it. So we got to try and look and make rules. We got to be like, all right, like which teams are. We got to look at and like be like if this team does this during the regular season, like we need
look at the free throws is a big one.
Free throws has got to be a good one.
Whoever's bad at free throws, pick them to lose.
Yes, 3-point percentage is something we should look at in that.
Yeah, that's
true. And then point guards and big men, we got to see like where the discrepancy is.
Yeah, because you need, your best player needs to be a point guard, but you have to have somebody down low that can like size up.
And you need to get rebounds.
Yeah, you can't just get murdered on the offensive glass and give up 20-second chance points.
No, if you give up a bunch of rebounds, you're toast. So Delaware down by 2 as the moment, just to update the
Hanging in.
I see him.
Hanging in.
Oh, Miami, Florida, or Miami, USC starting right now.
Notre Dame, Alabama at 4:15. I think is going to be an awesome game.
That should be a good game because I'm sure the money is all on Notre Dame. This Alabama team is very fraudulent.
Yeah, they are fraudulent, but they can also come out and drop 90 points on you.
Yeah, they're a high scoring team.
They're high.
And they also
sounds like an over.
They also don't give up. That Alabama team.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent. They were a 2 seed last year.
Oh, they were a 2 seed last year.
Over under 153.
What?
That's huge. 157 in Wright State, Arizona. That is a ridiculous total.
That 157 is just because they think Arizona's going to kick the crap out of
them. Yeah, they're going to score 120 of those points.
They're going to kick the crap out of them. Any...
Gonzaga we didn't talk about. That started to get real. Like, that was a close game with, I don't know, 12 minutes left maybe when Gonzaga started to make a run. They scored 40 points in 12 minutes to close out the game.
That is when you look like that's when you look at
awesome.
that and you go, all right, well maybe they aren't going to be overrated. Maybe they can win the title. That it's also Georgia State that they're playing against. But
yeah, right. That's my thinking with Baylor. It was the same way. I was like, wow, this team is legit. But it's like, all right, playing against the high school team.
The thing with Gonzaga though is they did not shoot well. They I guess field goal wise they shot 50, but 3-point wise and free throw wise they shot terribly.
Yeah. Well, their 2 best players are like post players.
Yeah.
Holmgren and Timmy. So
that's what I'm worried about when it comes to later in these games because
when people can size up Chet, I mean he's still gonna be taller than everyone, but like when you can at least get a little bit of size on him, I don't know.
The thing with Chet is he's so skinny that like I feel like he could just get like of course he's taller than everyone and I feel like he could get like bullied though in later rounds. Like he could definitely get bullied and that could be totally like if he doesn't start hitting it like he doesn't keep hitting his threes and isn't getting 7 blocks a game, it could be trouble for them.
I do love when they play teams like this because his stat line is always so ridiculous.
His stat line was nuts. 16 rebounds, 18 points, 7 steals, or no, 7 blocks and 2 steals. That's ridiculous.
Like what? Yeah, that's why these first couple games are fun, even if they're not close, because of guys like that. And
I'm excited to see where he goes in the NBA because he is going to be in the NBA. He's going to be a project, and he's going to be worrisome because he's like too skinny. He needs to put on some weight. But if he puts on weight,
like
does that ruin his game?
Kinda.
He is kind of like Kristaps. He's actually more of a unicorn than Kristaps.
Yeah, well, he's not as tall though.
Yeah, but he's like his build though is like one of one. Like,
that is true.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Not to be rude, but
not in a bad way. He's a freak.
Sorry, Chet. I want to see them play Purdue. That would be so much fun.
Oh, live comment asking
80.
See, in Purdue, that would be fun.
TD
That'd be a
versus
great matchup
TD
too.
versus Chet would
Yeah.
be electric.
That would be a great matchup. Who do we have on Miami USC right now?
10-7 games for me is like flipping the coin. I'll go with USC because I like their coach and he covers.
Right now,
Against the spread, he's like really good in March, so I'll take USC.
right
I know
now,
they're down,
the
but-
the Hurricanes are up. I'm going with the U. Let's get the U out there. You know, I also will never root for the other USC. Screw them.
Fair.
So let's go. Let's go U.
Ooh, Delaware's down 8. Yikes.
You're ahead of me. So they. Yeah,
Oh, my
damn,
bad.
that 3 just fell. Damn. That's fine. That's fine. This is a grit and grind team. I listened to their little pregame speech. 13-2 run by Villanova. That's not good.
Yep.
It's not things we like.
Oh,
to see.
now it's 10. Oh my gosh.
You're so far. How are you this far ahead of me?
I'm not watching it. I just have the scores up.
Oh. My score
need 'em
still
in.
says 23-27 for some reason.
Oh.
All right. Well, this stinks. This Delaware thing.
Yeah. I need them by 15 or less. Or 15 and a half. I got them.
There goes my national champion participant. My winner's already gone. Texas. We had another comment. Texas, Virginia Tech. If you've heard our commentary,
We
so
both
far,
said Virginia Tech.
We said.
Although I'm kind of like, I feel like people like Virginia Tech too much, which makes me nervous.
Like in the grand scheme of life, I am I feel like I'm a tech. I guess like. What is that? A hipster, where it's like if everyone likes something, I'm like I have to try to dislike at least try.
Right.
Like I didn't watch Squid Games until like months afterwards, and honestly, it was actually a pretty good show. But it was just all I was seeing was all about it, so I didn't want to watch it because I was like,
right.
If I'm seeing all this stuff about it, like, whatever. But in this, I still think the Hokies are gonna win. Horns down, baby.
I just don't like Texas.
No, I don't think I
And I
seriously
feel
don't
like
think anyone does.
As Texas Tech, as my national champion, I feel obligated to root against their rival. So,
boom,
horns down. Did you see the college baseball video with the guy doing the horns down?
Mm-mm.
They were playing like some small Texas school.
Was it
at
South
home.
Carolina when they beat them?
No, it wasn't. It was like Texas State or I don't even know if that's a school, but it was a small Texas school, and they beat them at Texas. And like when the pitcher, like the last strikeout of the game, he just like boom, like so aggressively flashes the horns down at the guy he struck out. It was so cool.
They're gonna be in the SEC next year, or
They're gonna get abused
next year or 2 years ago. I don't know
by
if it's
SEC
next year or 2 years.
fans.
By me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be abusing them. The horns will be down the whole game.
the horns down is the best
It's
thing
the best.
because
It's
it's
the best
so
FU.
easy,
Oh,
and they get so butthurt about it.
But didn't they want it like? Didn't they want like something?
It's a
banned from
taunting
it?
penalty.
Yeah.
If you do, I'm pretty sure that's still a rule. If you do horns down in a football game, they will throw a flag.
That's so lame. That is literally so lame. Halftime, Delaware down by 10. That's fine. That's right where we want them, you know? Let's crawl back in the second half, get some defense going. But back to Texas. I don't think anyone in the world likes Texas.
No, I don't.
Besides
think they do
people
either,
who
unless
go
you're
to
from
Texas.
Austin.
Yeah. And maybe it's because of like the whole cowboy stigma, and then they're just kind of thrown in because they're mainly a football school, and then but
Yeah, I don't like. I'm trying to think why I wouldn't like Texas. I have no issue with them at all. I just think the horns down is hilarious, and the Texas is back.
Texas is
Every
back.
single year
Every
when they
time
win their
anything they
opening
do,
game,
yes.
it's like we're back. I
That-
love that video.
That video alone, it's Sam Ellinger, right, saying that?
I
Where it's-
forget,
I think
but it
it's
was
Sam Ellinger.
was it when they beat Notre Dame?
Yeah, they
Like
won
the first
some
game of the
bowl
season.
No, they won some bowl.
Oh
game
no,
that said that.
yeah, that's right. But I remember that year they beat Notre Dame the first game of the year, and everybody's like, "Oh, Texas is back! Texas is back!"
Back from
And
were
went,
they
like,
ever
6-6.
good?
With Vince Young? Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Vince Young and stuff. Yeah, I totally.
And
forgot.
Colt McCoy?
Yeah, Colt.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I forgot about Colt. Colt resigned. He resigned with the Cardinals, by the way. Sadly he's not coming. He's not coming home.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad. So the rest of the games today, you want to just go through the? You want to actually we have enough time. You want to go through the games that we haven't talked about so far and pick who we want?
Sure.
All right.
What do we got?
We're both on Chattanooga, right? I got the money line.
Yep.
Plus 220. Let's go Chattanooga.
You got a plus 220. You got gypped.
Really?
Mine's at like plus 300.
Damn. I did get gypped.
Shame.
But none of that matters if Yale doesn't cover. But I still like Chattanooga anyways. Duke, of course, they're gonna roll. What even team?
I had
that?
a Duke fan tell me that he's worried about Duke.
Cal State, they're worried against Cal State.
Well, he said that they just don't shoot threes well. I was like, who are they even playing? He goes, I don't know, but I'm sure that they can shoot threes a hell of a lot better than we can.
Really?
But like, Hollow.
Yeah, and they're not losing. They're not losing this game.
They're not losing.
I don't know anything about Iowa State, so you got to help me out here on this one.
I don't either. I know that LSU fired their coach like a week ago.
Yeah, LSU.
And honestly, I don't know what to think about that because part of me is like, they don't have a coach. How are they going to win? And then the other part of me is like, no, like I kind of like it when teams fire their coaches.
They rally.
Then
rally
the
with each
assistant
other.
steps up and they're like,
Yeah.
here we go, boys. We just lost our coach. It's time to go get him. So I'll go with LSU for that reason.
I am going to go. This is just. I'm bringing out math here, Chris. I know math is always against us, but the South Carolina Gamecocks beat LSU, and they're not in the tournament, so LSU must be pretty trash. So let's go Iowa State. Let's go. Let's run it, Iowa State. Next up we have Arizona.
Arizona will be a murder.
How much do you think they're going to
win by? 26.
Nice.
Can I bet that, I wonder? Because I'm nervous that I'm going to call another score and not bet it. See if I can do
call the exact
margin of victory.
Score and not cut it.
Yeah.
That's actually, talk about lessons that we were talking about earlier. That's a lesson to ourselves. If we ever predict a score on the podcast, we have to bet it.
Yeah, hammer it.
UAB Houston. I'm going to go with Houston.
Yeah, I think UAB will give them a fight for a while.
Yeah, I think it'll be close for a little bit, but it won't be. And same thing with Michigan State. I feel like they're going to beat Davidson. You like the Wildcats?
Davidson. I don't know why. Like, I couldn't name a player on Davidson, but Michigan State was not good this year. I don't think they have the talent, but for whatever reason, they just did not look good this year. So
they are Big Ten, right?
Yes.
Got it. And then Wisconsin, I love Wisconsin. I actually like them to win like multiple games. So
I took 8+8.
They have to. Yeah, I also took them +8. Oh,
I
no,
immediately
Colgate +8. I took -8 Wisconsin.
Okay. I immediately regretted it because they're playing in Milwaukee. Like they're playing basically a home game.
Damn.
So as soon as I put that down and then I thought about it, I was like, no.
And then
I just think that like they're a team that's going to get a real scare.
Wisconsin is?
Hmm.
I'm doing it for Big Cat.
Got to.
TCU and Seton Hall. This is a toss-up of all toss-ups. I have no idea.
I am so bad at picking the 8-9 and the 7-10 games. I don't know what it is, but every year on like the first 2 days, my bracket is in last place because I never get them. I probably am like, what are there, 8 total of those games? I'm probably like 2 of 8 every year in those sets of games. So I don't know. Whatever I say, I think I picked TCU because of Jamie Dixon. He used to coach at Pitt.
Horny Toads. Let's get the Horny Toads in there. I have no idea because, like, I don't know. Seton Hall's always generally decent.
Yeah, but they don't win in the tournament.
They don't. That's the one thing.
They don't win, though.
They don't win. And TCU's
like TCU's
it's not like TCU is a history of winning in a
yeah.
tournament either.
So who cares, honestly?
Yeah, you have a good point.
Jamie Dixon, go Frogs.
Yeah, I'll go with the Horny Toads as well. So that was the men's tournament so far. We've covered pretty much, I think, all that all the big things.
Yeah.
And I want to just give a little shout out to the South Carolina women's team who they
I
started.
see that in the comments.
They started the game with the first quarter 22-2. The second quarter ended 44-4. Then third, and then now it's 79-21. Final.
Don't they have like backups that they can put in?
They do. The backups all played. All the backups are 5 stars. Literally all the backups are 5-star players.
Why is women's basketball like that?
Because Don Staley has a grip on the whole thing. They made 9 buckets. Howard did 9 buckets that game.
Oh, it was Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, rough.
They made 1 3 out of 9. Damn, the women shot terrible.
I mean, that's Maryland men do that.
That's true.
Oh.
The women, the Carolina women, they might have won by a lot, but they shot terribly. That's pretty bad. But this team is just so dominant. They're you know what their spread was? It was
38.
47 and a half. And they covered easily. They covered easily.
With room to spare.
That is so ridiculous. So
I love that.
That's what I'm working with. I'm going to. I couldn't go to this game because I had a test right before it, but I'm going to the next round game because I want to see this national championship team in person.
Yeah. Our women play today at 5 against Delaware, and I can't go. I'm kind of disappointed actually because I want to watch tournament basketball. Now I'm curious what the spread is on the Maryland game.
Check it out.
Let's see. Delaware's we're a 4 seed, minus 19.5.
So right now,
minus 4,700.
Before we get into football, I want to update the standings in our Wise Guys bracket. So number 1 right now, tied for number 1, is JSEP 2001 Wise, Girthy Gerstmann, S. Myers 2012, and then Liam O'Connell. So congratulations to them right now. They are currently winning our bracket. But the one
I'm in last.
You're in last.
And I'll admit it.
I'm in 17.
Well, I'm ahead of the people who didn't pick a national champ or who didn't fill out their bracket and just joined the group.
Those people I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Why do that?
Yeah, there's two brackets in here that have 0 points, and then there's me in 29th.
Damn.
Tied with
You're tied with Malia. Man. No, dude. The comments say Don Staley doesn't remember 4-star players' names. That's true because they're not on the team. There's just not on the team. They're getting water for Don Staley in the back while the other ones are playing. So football, one major thing. There hasn't been a ton of major signings since we have left, but one major trade was Davante Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders. And
what the hell are the Packers doing?
I don't know.
Like, how could you trade him after? And I blame it on Rodgers, kind of.
I blame it on Rodgers too.
He had to have been a conversation where he was like, "I'm not re-signing unless you also re-sign the best wide receiver in the league
and my best friend."
Yeah, the only person in this organization that I like.
I don't know what they're doing because
he's not threatened by him, but
I guess they said they offered him the money, and Devonte said no, he wants to play for the Raiders, and that tells me that this is all on Rodgers. Rodgers has just become this insane person that Adams is like, all right, this guy's starting to scare me. Let's go back.
Yeah, he's like,
let's go back with the guy. Let's go back with the guy who wears eyeliner in Vegas. I'd rather play with him than play with them.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's probably you want to live in Vegas instead of Milwaukee, Green Bay.
Holy crap!
That's all I can think of.
Deshaun Watson will be the new quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. The Browns will now trade Baker Mayfield. Falcons blew a
What?
3-1 lead. Falcons blew it. So, holy crap! The trade isn't
I'm like
it's
trying to
not
collect my thoughts.
it's not out yet. It doesn't. They haven't said what it's out, but it's happening. Deshaun Watson wants to be.
Decided he wants to play for the Cleveland Browns.
So now, AFC North quarterbacks: Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Mitch Trubisky. Wow, this is all right. This just brought like whole new life into me. This
Cleveland, dude. The Cleveland fans are going to be so insufferable. If we thought they were insufferable before, like, this is going to get ugly. Because no one in their life has ever said, I want to play for the Cleveland whoever.
Yeah.
Except for LeBron after he already left them and then was like, fine, I'll come back.
So why does it have to be the AFC? I wanted Watson in the NFC. Are the Commanders going to be like a threat in the playoffs? They're going to have
Perhaps.
They have one of the best quarterbacks in the whole league, the whole conference.
It is the balance of power is not even at all.
No, it's not.
All of the weight is on the AFC side. You got
there's going to be so many good quarterbacks who
Josh
don't
Allen,
make it.
Burrow, Watson, Lamar, Mahomes, Herbert, Wilson. Who else? I mean, that's 7 of like the top 10.
My prediction right now is that the Baker Mayfield will be on the New Orleans Saints. That's my prediction.
Could see it.
I could see that.
I think that would actually be a good spot for him.
I think it would too. I wish.
Aside from the fact that they also have no receivers.
I would like if they had Sean Payton still, because then it would have been, like Baker, Drew Brees. The similarities are already there, and having Baker go to New Orleans, I feel like it works. I feel like it just works. Or I guess maybe the Panthers, but I feel like if he goes to the Panthers, he'll just be another bust. Like he'll be another length of this Panthers bust train.
Yeah.
So now Watson's. That's it.
What about the Colts?
I don't know what
Baker on the Colts.
I don't know either. We didn't really talk about this when the trade happened because we were just so distraught of the Carson Wentz trade. And what is his? All right. So first of all, news came in: 3 first-round picks and 2 additional picks for Watson. Let me go back to what I was just saying. The Colts never had a plan. They kind of just they hated Wentz so much that they just dumped him, and then we'll literally have Sam Ellinger play instead of him. So I don't know what their plan is either. And if it looks out with Jimmy G, it's like, all right, is that really that much of an upgrade?
Read is it they wanted either Kirk Cousins or Jimmy G.
Neither of those are that much of an upgrade.
No, I don't think they are.
Dude, now Davis Mills has the keys.
Yes.
He has the keys to this Texans offense.
And it's like a weak-ish division.
Oh,
what if the Texans are like decent this year?
They could be. Davis? Especially if they get 3 first-round picks from Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good for them.
Let's go back, because this actually goes into one of the points I wanted to say about Davante Adams perfectly. How the hell did the Packers only get a first round and a second round? If I saw that headline, Patriots first round, second round, make Adams the highest paid receiver, I'd be like, give him the 3rd round while you're at it too. Give him the 4th. I don't like that. That is such a good haul to get, or get a good price to pay for Davante Adams.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason, I guess, is because he's not under contract. Like, he's tagged. So they have to then sign him to a long-term deal. But, like, he's not going to agree to get traded somewhere if he's not, or at least the Raiders would be stupid if they didn't already have, like, agreement from him to sign a long-term deal.
So I just saw. Sorry, I keep looking at Twitter while we're talking about things, because I'm psyched. I dropped on the podcast. This is sweet. If we
We told him on Wednesday to drop it, but this works out.
So, yeah, this does work out. Anyways, the you're right. You had to pay him, but they knew they were gonna pay him anyways. Like I don't. But great for the Raiders. The Raiders, think about it. They went from being one of the worst run organizations in the whole league to this offseason just going out and doing everything that they feel like they couldn't have accomplished the last couple
seriously.
years. And what sucks though is we just said it. They're finally getting the pieces together, all to be the fourth in your division.
Yeah.
All this to be the fourth in the AFC West. It's got to be tough.
And like Josh McDaniels does not inspire any confidence in me.
He doesn't either for me, especially after watching him last year.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't had a wide receiver like this since Randy Moss.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's how big this move is, where this is a wide receiver, a top 2 wide receiver in the league. And I'm happy for Carr. I feel like he's finally going to have a good team around him. They need a line though. If you've seen the other teams in the AFC West, they have a great defensive line. So you need a good offensive line, and the Raiders didn't really have that last year, which is going to be a little troublesome with this high-powered offense if you don't have a good. Which they got the D-line in, but offense not great.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the NFC now, it really is.
You've given me hope now with that one comment.
Honestly, look at the people in the division, the teams in the division. If your Commanders can get their shit together and put a good team around Carson,
they can play defense.
They might actually be good. This is scary that I'm saying that they might.
I mean, Wentz should have made the playoffs last year,
and he should have been an MVP.
He should have been an MVP.
So there's hope for you, Chris.
There's yeah. I'm gonna be all. Damn it! Can't do this again. If they draft a receiver for at 11, I would definitely be stoked. I'll be all in for sure.
Now, would you rather have a receiver or a tackle or something?
I don't know. It depends on who's there. Just best available, I guess.
Also, I was gonna say, no matter what, you got to pick receiver on that question. It's no fun when you leave draft day with an offensive or defensive lineman.
Unless it's Rashawn Slater.
Oh, or
I would have been pumped about him.
Him or Quentin Nelson would be the only two.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that from experience with the Patriots. Just
yeah,
it's not fun when you leave the draft. Especially that day one, and it's everyone's like, ooh, look who this team got. Look who this team got.
And shiny new toy.
Yes, and now
but we got to tackle.
Yeah, we got an interior lineman who's fine, but whatever. So I want to see, when are these details coming out?
All right, so Watson.
Yeah, let's actually break it down.
Initially, I want to say that they're a legitimate Super Bowl contender now.
I need to see
because he's significantly better
players they've given
Baker was, but also
Watson and Amari Cooper. Woo!
Oh, I forgot about.
I totally forgot about Amari Cooper because I was gonna say they have no wide receivers now. And I was like, wait a second, they have Amari Cooper. That Browns team's gonna be good.
I like the Browns a lot, but they're also the Browns.
Yes, and every year we've said, actually, the past 4 now. The Browns have now just extended their longevity of Super Bowl contenders for the next 5 years. So every 5 years, or not every 5 years, every year we're going to be like, oh man, this is a Super Bowl caliber roster, and then they're not going to make the playoffs.
I'm curious to see how Watson looks because it's been a whole year.
I feel like he's
now in a new system. Yeah. I mean, that's what my gut says. Is that they're going to be really good.
He has $230
I can't picture him
million, all guaranteed.
What?
Holy shit! And that's what I heard earlier today. Is that's why the Panthers do not have Deshaun Watson right now is because they would not guarantee his last 2 years. But Browns are going to Browns, and this will be, God, that is a ton of money for.
Yep, that could be a really bad contract.
It could be, or it could be not a great contract, but that could be a really good deal if it works out.
Yep. Wow. Yeah. AFC North will now feature Watson, Burrow, and Lamar, all 26 years or younger. That's nuts.
How old is Mitch? He's 27. Damn. Just cut off. Just cut off.
Literally yesterday, Browns informed they're out of the running.
Yeah. If you're a Browns fan, what a 2 days.
Yeah, honestly, it's a roller coaster.
Man, I don't know. Like, this is gonna be. I can't wait to see what other pieces they get around Watson, because they still have Hunt, right? Hunt under contract. So they have Hunt and Chubb.
I think so.
So they have like the best running back duo. They're gonna have a great quarterback. They have Amari Cooper. They just need a second wide receiver, and this offense is ready for a Super Bowl.
Yep, it's a problem.
Really is.
And they already have a good defense.
Yeah. That is, man. That's gonna be scary sights in Cleveland. I just want to see what players they get. It's not coming in yet. But
was it, or is it just all picks?
I don't know. If it's all picks, I'll be shocked, because from what I've been seeing is all these trade packages have been like massive. So I'm not sure. He also, this now means he's extended for 5 years, and man, well, good for Baker. He said he wanted to trade. Now
that was so funny though when that report came out. It was like Baker Mayfield is requesting a trade, and then like 5 minutes later it was the Browns will not honor Baker Mayfield's request. It's like, damn. I was very now like I'm kind of disappointed because I wanted to see what would happen with that.
Yeah, I want to see if it set out. I was like, in back of my mind, I was like, oh,
quarterbacks don't request trades often.
Yeah, so it would have been interesting to see how he played. Because, like, do you think he just, like, I don't know, he throws picks anyways. I was going to say purposely throw picks at the start. Like, first preseason game, he just throws, like, picks every time he throws it. He wants out that badly. So,
yeah.
I guess we just kind of went through it. But, like, I really don't know. I don't see, like, besides New Orleans, I don't see a fit for Baker. That's got.
I think the Colts could work.
Where's Jameis going to go? That's now my next question.
I think he should stay in New Orleans.
Yeah, he could probably work. I mean, he'd probably stay there.
He's too exciting for the Colts.
He is too exciting for the Colts. The Colts are, and they had all, like, they kind of just had the Jameis experience with Wentz. So
yeah,
which now has brought you back down into the depths of despair of your team. But wow, what a great news segment. And I think that's all we got.
Baker
we have to go soon
or
enough,
Jimmy
right?
G.
Baker or Jimmy G? Oh, I'm taking Jimmy G.
Yeah, I would too.
Proven winner. So yeah, I'll take Jimmy G on that one, especially if I'm the Colts. I feel like Jimmy G, funny enough, I feel like he just kind of fits right in the Colts. He feels like a Colts player.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Especially with the big, like, number 10 number on the Colts jersey. I literally can see it.
He would look good in blue, too.
Trade compensation for Deshaun Watson, but is expecting to include 3 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and potentially a fifth-round pick. So it looks like no second-round pick. 5 picks for Watson.
Jeez.
That's not that, like, it's not that bad. If, like, of course, through the first-round picks puts your franchise in a stranglehold for the next 3 years. But besides that, if you're not giving up any players, that's going to be a great deal in the future. If there's no players involved.
Yeah, who needs first round picks when?
Yeah, look at the Rams.
Back roster. Yeah.
Look at the Rams.
How did the Rams get Allen Robinson?
Oh yes,
we
didn't talk about that. I hate the Rams. I hope Odell Beckham comes to the Patriots. It's been too many years of photoshops. I need it to happen. And now, at first, I was like, we talked about this before. I've always been like, oh, Odell's like a little overrated. Don't even want him anymore. I need him. Like, I need something. I need
Like Oxford.
something. Yeah. Either that or I'm selling myself on Nelly Aguilar for another season.
It's a tough sell. Tough sell.
It is a tough sell. Between the AFC North and the AFC West, I still think the AFC West is a better division. But what a gauntlet. And it's funny. They're not playing each other this year. The AFC West actually plays the AFC South. So they are going to be destroying the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans, probably the Colts, probably the Titans too.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But it's going to be funny to see the AFC West score 50 against, what's it called? Against Jaguars 4 times this year. That'll be fun. All right, so we got Allen Robinson. I don't know how, and what an amazing fit. Especially now when you see all the, like, it's, the NFC is now the Rams and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And then the Commanders.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Get him in there. Because, like, think about it. You have, let's just rank the NFC quarterbacks real quick. Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Rodgers. But right now Rodgers doesn't have his quarterback, and we've seen him fail miserably with, or not quarterback, wide receiver. We've seen him fail miserably without guys he trusts. Like, who's he going to throw to? He's going to throw to Aaron Jones behind the line of scrimmage? He doesn't like Alan Lazard. He doesn't like anyone on his...
Scantling.
They got a Cobb back, so he'll just throw to 48-year-old Randall Cobb every time. And he'll get murdered.
Yeah, they should have gotten Robinson if they were going to trade Adams. That would have been a nice fit.
Jeez.
Well, back to quarterbacks. Who else? Dak.
Yeah, so then that's it. Wait, think about the drop-off. So think about the drop-off. It goes Brady, Rodgers, Stafford, 3 Hall of Famers.
Well, Stafford's not in that league, but...
Well, he's not in the league, but he's still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Then massive drop-off. Little midget Murray. What? Then Dak Prescott's the 5th best quarterback?
Jimmy G.
For now. Then it becomes Trey Lance.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. I was excited. I was actually excited for the Falcons fans. Now, let's talk about them for a minute. Yet again, what a day of misery for the Falcons.
They just can't do anything right, ever.
Oh, wow. Did you see that? I knew they could have had a chance to draft him at some point, but I didn't know it was because the Texans traded up. So the Texans traded up in the 2017 draft to select Watson from the Browns' number 12 pick. And now Watson has become... It's all full circle. Damn. All right. Well, that was a influx of a lot of things that just happened. I'd love to see it. This is March, Chris. And
this is March.
Madness is not just on the court, it's also within the podcast. So to end out, we got to end out the episode before we just keep tailing on, because we can just talk about this stuff forever, and we'll have time Wednesday.
And they're down 15, by the way.
Oof, I didn't know they came back. Yeah, they are. They're not looking good.
There goes another one of my bets.
That's a shame. There goes my national championship. Anyways, the South Carolina Gamecocks might get... Sean Miller is in Columbia right now.
That's big.
Massive. And
Maryland went after him in 2010 when Gary retired. They didn't get him. And they ended up with Turgeon.
So
yeah, I would love Sean Miller. But our administration is all like, oh, well, we don't want a guy who has personal baggage. I'm like, I don't care. If they hired Sean Miller, you would pack the arena and we win. So, I don't know.
So,
I would be happy if I were you.
Oh, I'm very happy. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but if this does happen, this will be an amazing turnaround by the Gamecocks within I hate to say it, within my existence here at this university. Not saying I'm bringing the sports charm here, but I clearly am. So I come in a year ago. They win 3 games, fire their coach. Then comes the GOAT, Shane Beamer coming in, saves our city. Year 2, Frank Martin gets gets fired. Bring in Sean Miller, bring it back. Let's get it going.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Mike Bray to be the next head coach.
I don't know. With my mindset on this coaching capabilities was such a bad, like, it was such a dark place for me. I was thinking like, oh, massive rebuild. But if we get Sean Miller, all of a sudden we're top destination for transfers. We're also recruits as well. Like this, it literally is such a big. He made it to the tournament out of 16 years, 11 times he got a bid. That is such a massive improvement that this basketball program has never seen in its history. So if we can land this coach and he does well, this will be.
No one really like, for whatever reason. Well, I guess it's because of cheating things, but like no one. It seems like nobody wants Sean Miller. I think Mizzou wanted him, maybe. But like, if you guys want him, you're gonna get him.
And we have the most. Yeah, and we have the most money for any program to hire a coach. I just have hope because this is such a non-basketball school, it's like almost anti-basketball school. Like I am in group chats where they're talking about college basketball all the time, and they never mention our own school. So to be able to have that hope and be able to have a new building block for this program, it's gonna be historic, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, packed arena would be cool.
Yes, a sold out arena that's not because Kentucky's in town would be sweet. Yeah, would be sweet. All right, packed episode per always. This was a good one. And a
lot of stuff flying around.